How do I want to start it? Drink that water. Rinse in a coffee cup, hanging things to dry. Okay. Hey, I'm Ben. I have a dog and a cat, and I'm the man who lives in the van. There's Rocky, my blue heeler. He is nonstop shedding, kind of has a gas problem. What did you eat today? He seems a little camera shy. And then there is Archer. He's got a nice fat little sway belly on him. He's a part van/outdoor cat. He's really just a jerk. And there's me. I guess I'm a man. I think I'm more of a boy. I brush my teeth every night and stuff, and I eat healthy, so. Then there's the van, which is behind me. And it's a 2015 Ram ProMaster 2500, long wheelbase, 159 wheelbase, and it cost me $21,000. I've now put around $17,000 to get it to where it is now, which is way more than I expected. I thought I'd put about 10 in there. I just paid my credit card off. We've been living in it now for about almost a year, actually, even though it's not completely done. I think it's about time I show you guys what it looks like inside. Oh, as you can see, we're not in some cool mountainous area, but this is where I live in the van. It's my buddy's backyard. He lets me stay here for free. It's not the prettiest location, but it's saving me a ton of money. I didn't say where we were. Where are we? We're in Indianapolis, Indiana. Kind of. We're kind of in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm gonna walk up. Are you ready? All right. We're gonna go to my living room area. I have a little couch and this cabinet. One of my dad's friends does cabinetry, and he has a bunch of leftover stuff. And so he grabbed this and we put this up here, and it houses mainly cleaning products. I do have a cell booster back here, which I have yet to use properly. I have broken the antenna on top 3 times now, and I can't figure it out. So I wasted $500 on that. Maybe one day I'll actually get it to work properly, but as of right now, nope. I also have this Xbox One with a Bluetooth speaker, and it hooks to this projector, which then, ready, it's gonna get dark in here, projects onto this little projector screen here. I can show you what that looks like. The couch is all custom made. It seems to be the perfect size for Rocky. Underneath the couch, I have my instant hot water heater and my furnace. And so I kind of built everything around that. And in front of the hot water heater is my little trash drawer. This is the furnace grate. So the furnace is right behind here. The other thing here is Rocky's little pull-out food tray. It's small and it gets his dishes out of the way. Then the last bit of this little couch area is this little pull-out thing, which isn't easy, but it pulls out like that. These little guys here, these are just some cutouts we had, and my dad fashioned up this bracket. And what it does is it allows me to make the spare bed. So what you do is you fix your mic that fell off. You take these pieces of wood. This goes like this. And then all you gotta do is pull this over. These go down at the bottom, and making it look so easy. And a dog comes out. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna put this away. So up here, this is just the stock storage area that comes in all Ram ProMasters. I use it for sleeping bags. This is all of Rocky and Archer's meds and treats and toys. I have my little vacuum. He doesn't like it, but he sheds constantly. I've got my workout shoes, some skate tools, my indoor climbing bag that goes here, because these are all like quick access things that I want to have nearby. Then I also have this little blackout for the Max Air fan. My grandma whipped this together, and all it does is go up there, boom, I don't know if I should point out some of this stuff too. So this is where I've housed most of my controls and things like that. This is my hot water heater control. And then there's these little curtains here. My thermostat, which is hooked up to my furnace. I have a carbon monoxide alarm up here, but these come out. A USB outlet housed here so I could plug my Xbox in and the Bluetooth speaker. And then I have my Victron Energy Bluetooth battery monitor here. Serve as little like privacy curtains, and they have these little dongles. Is that what they're called? Probably not. This is the cab area, but also my dining area. I installed swivel seats, just a quick, easy handle that goes, and there's that one, this one. I also have my dining table back there, which is a bunch of chopped up skateboards laid out into a table. And it's a nice pop of color that goes along with the rest of the van. Anyways, and I store this post back here because it goes boom, this rotates around, and then this pops up. It's my dining area. And then another thing, my grandmother, we measured out the windows and we made these custom blackouts that have reflectix within them. So, work them in like that, and there you go. You don't want anybody staring in at you as you eat or play video games or work on your laptop. You can put up the blackouts. Okay, this is my kitchen. There are a couple things we added to make it a little easier to cook at, and one of those things was an extension countertop piece. And so this is just cutting board. It gives me another foot of working space, so when I need to prep food to throw on here or I have some space to do that. This is just a standard, I think it's a Dometic 3-burner stove and oven, but it does a good job. It runs off propane. The propane tank is located out back, which I'll show later. The sink itself was only $8. It's a little bar sink. It gets the job done. I clean my dishes here. I brush my teeth and wash my face and do all those things that you do inside of a home right here. This is a water filtration system, and then this is just an IKEA faucet, and it has a retractable neck to it. So I do have running water. I have that because I have a water pump. The countertop itself is repurposed, reused skateboards, just like the dining table, but instead of having the graphics and stuff exposed, it's a bunch of boards turned to the side, cut really thin, and then glued together. And I think it looks awesome. It pops really well. This is a little thing we put in there. It's a magnetic bar. People usually put knives and things up there. While I'm driving, I don't trust putting knives on there from falling off or hitting the cat or the dog or anything like that, so I just stick my coffee cups up there. And then, of course, if you're hip and you live in a van, you have to have a fruit net. And so I got a fruit net and put some apples and bananas. That's where I keep those things, maybe Cliff Bars on occasion. And I have an ugly banana to go with the nice ones I bought yesterday. So behind that is a chalkboard. I write to do things on there, and as you can see, I put skate, and that's when I sprained my ankle. And so all of these things never happened. I just sprained my ankle and did none of that. So I need to clean that off. Still in a brace right now, actually. Ta-da! So my foot is killing me right now. Above is my dry goods cabinet. I haven't put a handle on here yet, so I have to do this. Use my thumbs. It's enough. It's not big, but I think it's plenty enough for like one person like me. I know a lot of people stay as couples in vans. I don't know how they do it, but for me, for a single person, I think it's great. It's like having a tiny little apartment. Now this is just a slide out drawer, which has all my dishes. Underneath the sink, I have just some cleaning things. Oh, Febreze. Febreze is really important. It has the gray water runoff here, which then goes to a holding tank underneath the van. And then behind here is the Aquasana water purifier, and it's a 3-stage water purifier. I had a more expensive one, but during the winter it got really cold and it exploded. So my fridge, I think it's like 3 cubic feet, and it's actually not a fridge, it's a freezer. I screwed up and bought a freezer. I had to get this converter thing, so I set it about 40 degrees, and so it keeps it there. Inside there, you can see it's about, everything's gonna fall. This happens, it's very common. It holds a bunch of stuff. Now, that's pretty much the kitchen, but underneath, we built the whole kitchen around this window AC unit. And this isn't done yet. It's still kind of a work in progress. This whole idea was a shot in the dark. I didn't want to spend the money on a ceiling unit. This, we bored out the holes, ventilated it all through the floor. You would think it would be able to cool off such a small area, but because we put it down here, it blows the air, cold air sits, so the floor gets nice and cool, but my bed area still stays really hot, and it's something that I'm trying to work with right now. Okay, let's head to the bathroom. The bathroom is inside. I think it's around 2 feet by 3 feet. I used pallet wood to box it all in. This was just grabbed off construction sites. I stained it different colors. I painted some different colors to go with the countertop here and there. And I think it came out looking pretty good. And then we put a door on there. I think it's like a closet door or something. And then I just got like a circular pirate nautical circular mirror. Porthole. Yeah, it's like a porthole mirror. So we nailed that on there so I can brush my teeth and pop zits and, you know, do hair things. Inside, I've got my towel rack, which is just 2 hooks that I put on the door. I did poke through on the screws. Luckily, the mirror covers that up. And then we have exposed sheet metal. I wanted it to be this rustic outfitted bathroom, but I did want it to be galvanized steel. My dad's buddy bought the wrong stuff and spent like $300 and we had to pay for it and we had to go with it. Since it's not galvanized steel, it rusts like crazy. It's a constant battle. I ended up covering everything with lacquer like you would with wood. And it seems to hold up pretty well. Eventually, we'll probably want to change it out to galvanized. The shower is just a little head that I bought from Amazon. That's a low flow shower head. There's 3 valves on here that are exposed, 1 hot, 1 cold, 1 mixer. My water tank is only a 30-gallon. I can get about 3 showers along with like washing dishes and filling Rocky's water bowl and me drinking water before I have to fill it up again. And those are bird baths, so it's like a minute of me getting wet, and then I cut it, I lather up, and then another minute of me rinsing off. I have a vent to help evacuate the heat, and I have a putty trough. I use that to hold my shampoo, my conditioner, my body wash. Oh, and I have a light. I have a light in the bathroom. But the ceiling in here is cedar because cedar doesn't mold. And then all of the water in here, it goes out to that 13-gallon holding gray water tank and it fills up like that. So that's the thing. The toilet is a Thetford cassette toilet. It has the swivel head. It's a little high. We put it on a riser bed. It rises it above the shower pan so that I can then pull the cassette out the back inside the van, which I can show you really quick. That opens up and then the cassette pulls out and then you empty that. Smurf pee. I don't go number 2 in the van. No one goes, actually Archer is the only one who goes number 2 in the van in his litter box, which is under my bed. And then Rocky has one time. Took a huge shit on it. He had an incident where he ate a whole stick of butter and couldn't hold it. This is my closet. I have like my hanging clothes in here, so coats, dress shirts. I also have my like toiletry net. And then there's a little tap light in here. I do carry some other little random things on the bottom here. A little iron, a little steamer, which I never use. Behind here is my garage. And if you notice, there's a sweet cat door. Look at that. And that cat door leads to cat food, dog food, cat litter, and litter box. That's where Archer shits. It keeps the litter mess within the garage area. It keeps the smells within the garage area. It's a nice simple little thing to have, to divide, slide, yada yada. Now to my bedroom, and you'll get a better view if, Fred, you hop on the other side. Don't mind me, I'm just living. This is my bedroom. It is a full-size bed. It's a 6-inch memory foam mattress. It's actually pretty nice. I have another 3-prong outlet back here, a light switch. I just have 2 puck lights again up here. All these lights are LED puck lights. They don't take up any power really. And then another max air fan. And it's good to have that fan there because I have 2 windows on the sides. And with the 2 windows, if I put this on an extract mode, it like creates a vortex of air. So when it's hot out and not humid, it's really nice. If it's humid, you turn into a swamp monster within a minute and a half. It actually is terrible. Windows are really easy. They pull, slide open, and then if you want to get completely open, the grates slide out as well. This is a great way for Archer to escape, but it's an option to have. It's cool if you want bugs in your van. I also have little blackout curtains for these windows. Boom, no light comes in, no light gets out, and it's like nighttime, even when it's super bright out. It's nice in here, nice and dark. Whatever little miscellaneous things that I kind of grab quickly, I keep in these bungee nets. They keep things out of the way, and it's nice. Okay. And then I also have this little cabinet that has all my clothes and my dirty laundry bag. I've got underwear, I've got socks, I've got t-shirts, I've got pants, and I've got shorts. If I had 2 people living in here, I'd need to downsize, but I really didn't lose any of my clothes living in a van. Oh, I forgot to point out the U-bolts. That's 2 sleeping areas you've seen now, and we can fit easily 2 people in here, 3 if we really cram, 1 person on the spare, and then finally I have a U-bolt up here, which I'm not sure if you can see or not from your angle, and then a U-bolt all the way over there by the upper storage. I'm gonna go show it. Here I go. U-bolt, U-bolt, and we hang a hammock in between. We have some videos, we could plug that in here to show you. So if we really wanted to, we could fit 4 people in here, semi-comfortably, 5 if we really wanted to cram it.
But he's comfy. He likes to sway. He likes the hammock time.
This is my garage. I keep almost all of my adventure equipment in the garage area, along with some tools. So I'm gonna start pulling some stuff out just so you can kind of see what's back here. Tools, fill hose. I've got some chalks, skateboard, which is the reason I rolled my ankle. This is my sport climbing gear, backpacking gear, camping stuff, crutches for when I sprained my ankle. These are new additions. A little extension cord. I usually have my Shore Power extension cord in there too. This is a bouldering pad. This is where my water tank is housed. So back there is my access point to my filter, my water pump, my accumulator tank. All of those things are connected in that area, and it's not the easiest to get back there. I should have done that a little differently. And then I have a little switch back there that controls my water pump. This is a bunch of shoes. for the shoe company. I started a shoe company. I should talk about that at some point. Now, this is all my solar stuff and electrical. Everything's housed in here. The batteries are within it, and then this is just a board that comes off. And in there is a giant wire mess. The inverter, which is a 2,000 watt Ames power inverter. The MPPT solar charge controller is housed down here. And all of my electrical runs through the walls. Some of it's housed in here and ends up right by the wheel well back here. And then I have a little outlet back there for my AC appliances, which are my fridge and my AC unit. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Let's move on to the exterior. So this is my gray water drainage. It runs to the 13-gallon holding tank. Yep. And then here's my propane fill. It's not in the best spot. We put it in the back, thinking it was gonna be a good area, easy access, and then I added this tire swing on there. Now it's a pain. I'd rather put it on the side where the rest of my stuff is. So probably in the future, we'll relocate this to the side of the van, but for now it's here because directly behind where the spare tire used to be, that's where we've mounted the 12.2 gallon propane tank. It's in a good spot. It stays out of the way. If I have a leak, it's not gonna kill me because it's not within the van. I would rather have it outside of the van. This was a custom add-on. My buddy Nick and I got some metal. He was able to weld this together for me, and we mounted my spare tire there because the propane tank is where the spare tire was. Going to the side. This requires a key that I'm gonna grab really quick. We ended up locating my water fill and shore power on the left side of the van, the driver's side of the van. This little guy takes a key that doesn't work well. You have your fill inlet. You also have your like shoreline or just your straight water line, and then there's a little bleeder in there. It's nice. It requires you cutting another hole in your van, but it's easy to plug in and lock up. And then right here is my shore power inlet. So it goes on, and then you could twist it tight so you're not gonna get any water in there. The other stuff here, this is a new addition. It's a little ladder that we put here. It's so I can get to my solar panels and clean them off. And it's also going to serve as a side guard because when we went on our last trip to Colorado for snowboarding, my buddy Nick drove the van for the first time, and when we went to get gas, he took a sharp turn and put this awesome dent in here.
Barely brushed up against the pole.
So that sucks. Thanks, Nick. This is another Nick. Good Nick helped me put that together for the tire. Trouble Nick, we call him Nicksident, did this like a Nick accident or incident. Nicksident. We can look at the solar really quick. So I was able to fit 2 of them, get 600 watts. I need to clean them. There seems to be some type of bird poop on them over here. Bring it down to my charge controller and into my batteries. He just missed this hot water heater door, but this is where the hot water heater is located. There's a little switch in there to turn it on and off and a fuse, but for the most part, I leave that where it is. Bugs everywhere. This is a Suburban furnace. This is where I get my heat. It's just exhaust, so hot air comes out of here when it's running. Science, and it burns you if you touch it. Double science. And then this is like a wind hood or a fairing, which I can show you from the front, but that's custom made by my dad to help with highway wind noise, because you get a lot of that on this front fan when you get cruising. The van's big eyebrow, I call it the unibrow. And that's it, that's the van. That's like $17,000 worth of shit in a van. I know that seems like a lot of money, but you you can do it for a lot cheaper. You can save money on not putting a bathroom in here, or going crazy on the solar power, or trying to get an entertainment system. There's a lot of corners you can cut. But if you want to see what I did, there's a whole build series that goes along with this that you can watch to see where the money went, how much time it took to do each thing, and the do's and don'ts of building a van. There's also a whole thing on the trips we've taken in this vehicle and several videos on what it's like to live in a van in sweaty Indiana. Subscribe, click like, thumb. Do the things, tell your parents, tell your mom, and then your mom will tell your uncle, and then your uncle will tell your nephews, and then it's not your nephews, it's your cousins. And then your cousins will tell their friends, and then I'll get a whole bunch of subscribers, and I'll make more content, and then, you know, maybe get on Forbes magazine for being the youngest millionaire van lifer. You know, it's all down to you. It's your click.